Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News. This is a weekly BMX news show where I talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about. With that being said, let's jump right on into the news. The first thing that I want to talk about is a BMX hub that is coming out after like 10 years of development that legitimately could change BMX cassette hubs moving forward. Pretty much. If this technology is as good as it seems like it is, and it works as simply as it seems like it's going to work, it's going to completely eliminate pawls and springs and basically make hubs work in a much better way. So the way that the Magneto cassette hub works is that it's got kind of a gear that goes in the hub as you're seeing on the screen. So there's like a gear type thing in the hub that moves back and forth. On this gear, there's ratcheting ring. There's another ratcheting ring that's on the driver. So magnets push that ratcheting ring into the driver whenever you pedal. Some way, somehow. I'm not exactly sure how this works. But the ring thing moves in the hub. And whenever you pedal, it's engaging. And when you're not, it's cassetting, basically. I don't know exactly how this stuff works, and that's kind of my explanation of it. And I was specifically told that this is not just the DT Swiss technology or design, whatever that means. So if that's what you're thinking, no, apparently it's not. And if there's anyone out there at Fly right now who's listening to this, I know someone who would love to show this hub to tons and tons of people on the internet and give it a try for you. Just say. Either way though, if this hub works the way it's supposed to and as simple as it's supposed to, as I said, it could completely change BMX hubs moving forward. And I know Alienation, company that I ride for, also had some magnet technology they're using in a race hub, but that one is magnets that push pawls back up the way that springs are normally pushed back up. This is using a totally different ratcheting system, which is like constant 100% engagement rather than several paws on a ratcheting ring the way that a lot of conventional hubs work now. So hopefully this comes out very soon. Like I said, it's been like a 10-year process that they've gone through to make this. I'm excited to see it. I really want to see a video of the inside and maybe even a cutaway example and showing how it works. I know there's a few other BMX companies who have talked about something that they're doing that's got the similar ratcheting ring style. All of this information is kind of just now coming out. Hopefully we see more soon, and it looks like the Magneto cassette hub is going to be a literal game changer, and it's coming out much sooner than the other ones that are being teased, I guess you could say. After that, I want to talk about X Games Real BMX 2019. I did a live stream last night, actually live reacting to these parts because I hadn't watched them until last night. So if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description below, as well as it's just the last video on my channel. I watched all of them live, and all I gotta say is they're all absolutely amazing. Two of them stood out more to me. I won't go super in depth. If you want to hear more about my thoughts, check out the live stream and click through it. But basically, two stood out to me above the rest. I'll give you my top three. I'm going to say Jordan Hango gets third. Then we've got Simone Baracco in its second. And in first, I personally think that Dan Coller's video is the best all-around video because this is a video contest. So you look at the quality of the video and the quality of the riding and the quality of the editing, put it all together, and which one is the best video. I think Dan Coller's video with Daryl Taco behind the lens and the computer is the best one, but that's just my opinion, and I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below, so let me know down there. Also in the description are links to everything that I've talked about and am going to talk about in the order that I talk about it. Another thing that I wanted to throw in here about X Games Real BMX is an idea that I had last night while I was watching it, in that I think it would be super awesome to have an amateur video contest going along with X Games Real BMX. So you have an unlimited, like, complete open entry for anyone, and then you take the 6 pros who are riding and then the 6 filmers, and they judge the top 6 or whatever. They pick 6 people from whoever enters this contest to be voted on just like them, and then whenever we go to the website, we see the amateur side and the pro side. We watch all of them, and we pick the pro that we want to vote for and the amateur that we want to vote for. And then because this is on TV through X Games, you could feature the top 3 amateurs or just the winner, something like that. I think it would be super awesome, and it probably wouldn't be very hard to do something like this. And I mean, is there really a reason not to do this other than maybe like prize money, or just make the prize parts or something like that? This could definitely be worked out. And if you guys think that that would be cool, let me know in the comments below. And if you have the power to potentially make something like that happen, do it for next year. It would be awesome. With that being said, let's move into the other things that we have to talk about this week. We have one sponsorship thing to talk about, and that is Cam Peake's Welcome to Mongoose Bikes video. It's a real quick video, and Cam's riding some trails and some ramps in here. Great video. Cam is dialed. After that, we've got a video from Dig with Miki, Fleck, Silva. This dude is gnarly. Basically, the description that I read online that says rail shredder and roof monster or something like that, completely accurate. This video is nuts. And there's like a beginning section of the video, then there's kind of like a credits where they have like the craziest 3 clips with a little bit more like behind the scenes to it, which I think is super awesome. And the last clip in this video is something I don't know if anyone's ever seen it before, because I don't know if anyone's ever done it before. It was an over double peg down a gnarly rail to hard 180 out. Total insanity. I definitely think you guys would enjoy this video if you watched it. And the next video I want to talk about is another drop the pin video from Our BMX, this time featuring Chase Dehart, Jordan Hango, Mad Mike, and Chocolate Truck. And I think my favorite part about this video is that it was filmed outside of the 30-minute radius surrounding wherever those guys are in California. This one was in Wilmington, Delaware, and they rode so many awesome spots in this video. There's such a giant variety. It was filmed a little bit differently than the other drop the pin videos, but it doesn't really matter, and it turned out very awesome. And that's actually the last video I want to talk in depth about this week, but there were a ton of videos that came out this week to talk about, so I'm going to run through a list of them right now for you guys to check out if you want to. The first one is Charlie Crumlish's Fire Mids video part, followed by Felix Prangenberg in Cali from Raw Jibs, and we've got Anthony Catlow's 2019 video from Merritt BMX, followed by Isaac Lesser, A Week in Florida from Shadow. That's a good video. Isaac is a ripper on a bike. Then we've got How to Superman with Bryce Tryon, if you want to learn how to Superman, followed by the Merritt BMX Nerds video remix for YouTube. That was a DVD trip video that they made. Remix is up on YouTube right now. And then last but not least is Skapegoat number 11 from Bob Sherbo, finally online. This one's a little bit longer, so if you want a little bit longer of a video, this one actually features some of the last days of the T1 ramp where it was at in Texas. So I know a few of you might be interested in that one. And that brings us into the products from this week. The first one that I want to talk about is a sneak peek at the Hoffman Bikes reissue of the Big Daddy frame. As you're seeing on the screen, it looks a little bit different than most frames. It's got a huge gusset as well as a platform. And once again, just like the last video that I talked about, I know that there's a few of you watching this right now who watch my videos that are psyched about this frame. After that, we had a quick promo video from Kink with Dan Coller for his signature Contender handlebars. These are made for taller riders, coming in at 9.75 inches of rise. And it says that they are the first bars from Kink that come with predefined cutting grooves at 0.25 inch intervals. So they are easily cut down from the 29.5 inch width to 29, 28.5, 28, and 27.5. I'm not sure if that meant half-inch intervals, because those are definitely half-inch intervals. Either way, doesn't matter. You can cut these bars down easily without measuring anything. After that, we've got a bike check from Colony with Polly, followed by an Odyssey BMX 10 spot, this time with Boyd Hilder. Boyd was recently added to the Odyssey BMX Pro team, and it's pretty cool to learn a little bit more about someone who we really haven't seen a ton of before this year, at least from what I saw. He was joined by Brock Rayford, Preston Oker, and Justin Spreet, and they were asking him the questions in this one, and it made for a pretty good Odyssey 10 spot. After that, we can move into the other interviews videos from this week. Totally forgot to introduce the interview section. doesn't really matter. The first one is a BMX breakdown from Imprimatur BMX with Nick Ferreira, after listening to the beginning of the podcast to get it right. Either way, Imprimatur BMX podcast with Nick Ferreira of Challenger BMX Mag, all about Challenger and just BMX in general. This was a good listen. I listened to it earlier in the week. After that, we've got Joe Rich BMX Confessions from Volt BMX, another one that I know a lot of you are going to be stoked on. It's 23 minutes long, or over 23 minutes long. Then we've got Mason Ritter on the BMX in Our Blood podcast. I did listen to this one, and it was another fantastic listen, because Mason, if you've ever met him, is like seriously the most chill person ever. It was good to get to hear a little bit more about things that we kind of just wouldn't end up talking about at the skate park together. Definitely a super shredder, and if you haven't seen it, check out the Our BMX highlights of the Toyota Triple Challenge in Denver, I believe it was. It was just recently, so it's on their YouTube channel. Mason shuts it down, and Jamie Bestwick is psyched about it. Then the last thing that I have, no, not the last thing, the second to last thing that I have to talk about is the Unclicked podcast with DeMarcus Paul. Another one that is, DeMarcus is just another one of those people who is a true professional in BMX, doing everything that BMX riders should be to earn their professional title. As weird as that is to say, BMX is definitely a profession, and there are definitely people out there who are more professional than others. DeMarcus Paul is one of them, and it was awesome to learn a lot more about him and learn that he's got kids and he does everything he does as a professional BMX rider. He makes it work, and no one would ever even know that he's got kids and a family and all this other responsibility stuff based on how much he puts out as a BMX rider. Kills it at home and on the bike, and it's always awesome to see people like that. Then the last thing that I have to talk about this week is a rollback podcast, this time with Greg Illingworth. Greg Illingworth has a Real BMX part that we talked about at the very beginning, so I'm sure that they talk about that a little bit, and maybe that's why it didn't come out until after the Real BMX videos were released. Haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I'm sure that it's going to be good. So maybe if any of you have listened to it, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. That's it for this week's BMX news video. If you enjoyed it, had a favorite story, or anything that you want to talk about, whether it's the Magneto Cassette Hub or Real BMX 2019, leave it all in the comments down below. Let's get a conversation going and keep it going down there. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button while you're down there. And I want to say thank you for hanging out up until this point to watch this news video and hear me thanking you for watching it. With that being said, if you do enjoy this one, I make BMX news videos every Friday, as well as tips and tricks videos on Tuesdays, with other types of riding videos and live streams throughout the week. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for another video. Goodbye.